What's poppin' everyone, it's B.A.D back with another video, and today we have the Assassin Monkey Hut as a mod that we're going to be running. It has 3 upgrade paths and a Paragon. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all 3 paths, starting with the first, then the second, and then eventually the third, which releases a lot of clones, which is really cool. Then we're going to do all 3 at once, see how far these things can end up going. Then we're going to do something crazy and god boost it with the Sun God Village. Then, of course, we have to try out the Paragon, and we're going to set that Paragon a little past 100. So, let's get started. But first, have you created a map you're dying to show the world? Comment down below your code for your created map right now for a chance to be featured in a future video. Okay, so if you did not see the upgrade page, here it is. Pretty memey, obviously, Assassin Monkey Hut. I really like this tower releasing a bunch of Saudas. I think that's super cool, aka assassins. But anyways, the first upgrade path is what we're going to go first, of course, and the first upgrade passive melee attacks pop 1 extra layer and balloon. I don't know why it says and balloon, it probably means of balloon, but as you can tell, the upgrade does work, it's super nice. Melee attacks have a slightly larger range and are faster. That's the next upgrade, and with something like a Sauda-like tower, any range is very, very helpful, because she just does so much damage within the little bit of range she has. So then the next thing, blades can pop all balloon types and stuns larger balloons. So these balloons aren't large enough to be stunned, but it can pop a camo. But it can't pop leads for some reason. Now, in the time between the camo and the leads, I actually upgraded it again, carves out balloons in a flash. So I think that means it just attacks faster, but her... with the leads, it said that it could pop all balloon types, but only the dash pops them. Her regular attacks can't pop them, as you could tell. So that's actually why I went back. I had to check to make sure I was right, but her dash does end up popping them, but not her regular. So we lose a little bit of lives. That might bite us a little later on, especially with the other upgrade paths. But as you can tell, she's having a little bit of trouble with ceramics. Okay, Sauda would be proud with Blade Master. That's the final upgrade. It does a lot of damage. This is clearly pretty strong, and the upgrade was less than 20,000, so that's actually very doable in something like Chimps. In fact, I think this tower would be very, very strong in Chimps. I mean, she just destroyed a ZOMG very easily, so she beat hard mode on her own with just the top path. That's actually really good, I'm not gonna lie. That's really good to solo just by herself. That's a good way to farm money. But as you can tell, round 81, she takes the L. Okay, so we added on an Alchemist to make her stronger and last a little longer. So it's round 83, so you can see it got a couple more rounds off. 84 she beats, 85 she beats, but then she ends up losing on 86. So we ended up going with the middle path next, which upgrades the pounce, ambushes balloons from further away, ambushes stun Moab balloons, and the second upgrade, by the way, was it pops an extra 5 layers, so the dash ends up being a lot stronger on the middle path. Ambushes deal greatly increased damages and stun Moabs, I believe it said. I went a little too fast, jeez Louise. Deal double damage to stun balloons with all attacks, including lethal shock. So that's the cross path on the bottom. Assassins remain in place for additional 2 seconds. That's really cool. So we have a 042 Assassin Monkey Hut right here, and we're just trying to save up for the middle path. The issue though is this path really just upgrades the dash, which is not really helpful, especially in the early rounds. It's not even really that helpful in the late rounds, but... So I figured there's no point in upgrading it. Let's just go with the third path, and that second path will do better when we have all 3 down at once. So we already know what the bottom 2 things are. Deals double damage to stun balloons, and then the assassins last a little longer with the Patience is Key upgrade, which really excited me because then this one says sends assassins more frequently and over a larger area. I think it said larger area. Yeah, it does. So that's really nice. The longer pounce in the middle path is really good too, the increased range, but for the most part, I'd say the top path was better than the middle, but this bottom one is really cool to me because I just like things that release a bunch of sentries. I think that's really cool. Like, I love the top path engineer. Assassins are deployed even faster and last for longer. So we have 5 assassins out right now. I think we got 6 at some point. So that's really nice. Having 5 to 6 Saudas is just ridiculous. So then we had to decide what to cross path it with, and of course we went with the top path to do more damage. But while I was doing that, we ended up losing to some leads, so I saved up some money and then made it so that we can pop any type of balloon with this tower. So then assassins are much stronger and increase the attack speed of nearby assassins, stack up to 5 times. This I was excited about because I figured the stacking and stuff, stacking usually ends up being very strong in this game, it feels like, at least with the druid obviously. So I figured this probably would be pretty strong. The more assassins are out, the better they are. I thought that was a really cool addition, but we end up losing on 63. So apparently it doesn't have the ability to pop huge amounts of balloons easily like that. So anyways, I restarted, went with the top path to begin with, just so we could save up and get the other pass. Then I went with the middle and then the bottom, of course. So the first mob gets destroyed. We have a fully upgraded middle path, and then we go with the bottom to finish off all the types of towers that we're going to use. So with these 3, I ended up trying to see how long we could last with them. And I decided, well, we need to start farming because we're going to have to god boost them at some point if we really want to see their potential. We have the ultimate crosspath mod on, so we can farm a lot. And I end up getting a little carried away. You could tell by the money, we were already almost at 300,000 and I still continue to farm. Sometimes I just get addicted to farming. In fact, that's one of my favorite parts about the game, and we end up taking the L while I was doing that. So I figured I went too far. Let's just get the God Village down. So we have it down, and they are much stronger now. We lost to this round until the God Village was down, and now we're beating it. And we're on round 93, which is even more than the top path with the Alchemist. That only lasted till 86. So all 3 obviously got us at least 7 rounds further. And with the God Village, they are lasting even further than that. But the God Village upgrades cost a lot of money. A lot. So we upgrade to the True Sun God, then Vengeful True Sun God, using all this crazy amount of money we farmed. And I figured I'm just going to sell these farms, get them off the screen. And we have over 1 million cash at this point. We can afford anything we want to, so these towers are going to get extremely buffed, but I decided to wait a little bit. They destroyed the B.A.D pretty easily, which was a little surprising to me. They're really, really strong in, against the B.A.D, I guess. Not particularly, but they destroyed that thing with the Sun God Village. So we give them the rest of the Sun God Village upgrades, which are pretty insane. If you want to check them out, here they are right here. So we have the Vengeful True Sun God, the True Sun God, and then Geraldo Goodness, which gives the buffs of Geraldo to the towers, and they don't need things like a sharp type damage for the Sharpening Stone. Then we have a Stacking Simulator, spawns 5 non-attacking monkeys that each grants a Shinobi Tactics and Pop Lust. And then we have the Self-Overclock Replica, which allows everything to gain 10% attack speed every round up to 50 times, just like the Engineer Paragon. So the longer these things last, the stronger they get. But as you could tell, this village applies so many buffs that it ends up making the game lag quite a bit. We're on 113 and the game is running as if we're on round 250. I mean, geez Louise, look at this. I mean, this game started acting crazy. Look at the SAUDAS just dashing to the bottom for some reason. I don't know why they were doing that. And plus, it was like the regular SAUDA skin instead of the skin for this tower. So that was a little weird. And the game completely froze at some point. So I figured, let's just restart and let's go with the Paragon because that was ridiculous. Obviously those towers were lasting a long time, but we can't just let the game just crash like that. It was taking literally over an hour to get to that point. But next thing we do is we get the Paragon. So I changed all of the prices to 0, went with the top, middle, and bottom path, and then we combine them and make a Paragon. I love modded Paragons, so let's do it. And the village looks like a pinkish purple type thing. I like the color, it looks pretty cool, almost like the Paragon color a little bit. So we put it on degree 1 to begin with, just to see what it's like. And if you're wondering what the buff on it is, that's the monkey knowledge buff. If you don't have a tier 5 of the tower, it buffs the Paragon. So, and she destroys the B.A.D like it's nothing. Now, that was around 100 BAD, so it's kind of expected of a Paragon, but that was still really nice in my opinion. And for some reason, she was throwing out these like telephones. So I went to round 160 to give it a real challenge. And it seems to have way more trouble right here. The pop count is pretty good, but these DDTs are just way too fast. The fortified DDTs destroyed us. So I went to 140, which is the first fortified BAD, to see how we do on that. And she seems to be doing a lot of damage. She beats BADs decently well, but you'll see the DDTs destroy us. So she's not fast enough to beat the DDTs reliably. So I changed the degree to 100 to see the difference, and she ends up being able to beat the DDTs and 140 in general. So I went back to 160. I want to see how she does against this, but she still has the problem with the DDTs. So I set the degree past 100. We went to 10,000, degree 10,000, and now it's starting to look really cool in my opinion. Look at that, so many Sauda attacks. That looks super nice to me, super nice. I just love the like stream of Sauda attacks, that's crazy. So I set it to 200, give us another real challenge, but we ended up taking the L. I don't even know if that was the 200 balloon. I guess it was. Yeah, so we take the L on 200. And then we had to set the degree higher than that. So I set it to 1 million. A degree 1 million. And look at all the Saudas. It's literally like an after image type effect, even though those are just actually multiple Saudas. And look at all the purple ones right there. But look, when she dashes out, it looks like she releases purple clone things around her. So we beat those rounds easily. So I went to 300 to see her go against a real challenge for her degree, and she actually cleared the DDTs on round 300. So I was surprised by that, but not consistently. Sadly, not consistently. I guess there's like a RNG type factor. So I changed her degree even higher to 10 million. And we end up still losing, sadly. Now, the issue with the degrees is that I put it at 100 million, but then this is where things get weird because you start getting towards the integer limit. And as you can tell, if you look at her damage, it's going negative. She's still popping, but it's going negative. It's kind of weird. So I'm thinking some of her attacks pop, some don't. That's what I'm thinking. But we do clear out what we were losing at. But then look at this. We are lagging like crazy. So I ended up ending the video here because the lag is just too much. So let me know what you guys think about that village. I think it was really, really nice. I would run it. I would love to run it in a chimps game or something like that. I thought this tower was really, really cool. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And remember, leave that link for your track. We need some more tracks in order to make a video. But let me know what you thought in the comments. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.